Here at the ASH annual meeting, just about everything makes news, but it's seldom we get a chance to say breaking news, but that's what we're going to talk about with Matt Matasar. We are here at the poster session hall. We're talking about some of the late breaking abstracts that are coming in. Tell us a little bit first about the criteria and what we can expect.
So every year at ASH we have the late breaking abstracts as a special category. This is science that wasn't ready to submit at the normal deadline, but is felt to be important enough by the committee selecting the abstracts that it really merits special attention. And this is a special session that's always held the last day of ASH. This year will be Tuesday morning from 7:30 to 9 a.m., I think in Conference Hall AB.
And give us some idea of what we can expect. There's 6 of them, correct?
Right. This year there's 6 abstracts being presented, and they really cover in some ways like the full spectrum of what we expect at ASH. So we have everything ranging from early phase clinical trials to randomized clinical trials to really high-level basic science research. It's really ASH in a microcosm. So we have 4 clinical trials. I'll start with those because I'm a clinical researcher, so they're easiest for me to discuss with you. We have, starting out, a very large and important randomized clinical trial in the disease of multiple myeloma. The standard of care for myeloma in terms of people receiving what's called an upfront transplant, meaning a stem cell transplant, autologous transplant, in first remission, the standard of care for years has been to do this a standard way. You get a single transplant and you get maintenance therapy with a drug called lenalidomide. This is a very large and ambitious attempt to try to move beyond that standard of care and test whether by doing more we can do better. And it was a 3-way randomized trial where one group got the standard transplant, one group got the standard transplant with an addition of 4 cycles of what's called RVD, which is an intensified chemo regimen that goes after the transplant but before maintenance therapy, and a third arm which used what's called tandem transplant, meaning one transplant and then a second right off the tail of it, followed by the standard maintenance. Over 750 patients in this randomized trial. This is the single largest randomized trial in the history of myeloma. And while it didn't show that any of the arms was better than the other, and it really reaffirms in many ways the standard approach of a single transplant followed by lenalidomide, we're going to learn a lot of lessons from this data about patient selection, patient characteristics, and really get a volume of data for upfront transplant that is really unprecedented for myeloma.
Fantastic, and we'll use that as a tease because there is so much more information that will be coming out of the late-breaking abstracts. Yeah. And you did some reviews, I understand, for ASH News Daily as well.
Yep, and ASH News Daily is really where everybody should be getting their information about what to expect at this conference. So I encourage everybody to read it over their morning cup of coffee before they head into the conference.